So today we'll discuss about purchase order uh, with multiple GRNs and invoices. Let's say, for example, we have raised a purchase order with a vendor for 1000 quantity. PO raised for 1000 quantity. So as discussed, for example, we if you are receiving this 1000 quantity in multiple shipments, let's say for example 2 shipments, then 2 GRNs will be received, right? GRN 1 and GRN 2 for 500 quantity each. Also, there are chances you might receive either one invoice for all the 1000 quantity, or you can receive 2 invoices as well. So for that also, let's say for example, we'll try all the both the scenarios here. And one more invoice is for 500 quantity. So there are chances, right? We might receive multiple GRNs or multiple invoices. So also there's one more scenario that we'll be discussing is, for example, correction or missing goods. So correction or missing goods is, let's say for example, while uh, transport, there are chances few goods might get damaged or few goods might get misplaced or anywhere, right? So in that case, let by mistake, or sometimes what happens, even though if they have not received the actual quantity, by oversight or for some reason, in the warehouse department, if they enter wrong quantity, even though they didn't receive, for example, in the GRN, the first shipment, instead of even though they have received only 450 quantity, by mistake they have updated in their system as a 500 quantity. After some time they got to know that instead of 500 they have received only 450 quantity. They have to do some corrections or any reason, I mean for any mistakes or anything, if you want to correct, what is the process. So these two topics we'll discuss. So let me quickly go to the purchase order here. Anyway, I have created one legal entity. So see here, since we are having multiple GRNs and invoices, right? So even journal entries also will be, it will be divided into for as per the quantity. So for every journal GRN there will be separate entry, and even for invoice also there will be separate entry. So let's quickly create a new purchase order. So these two purchase orders which we have already created. Also, before yeah, so here in invoice, as I mentioned, so this you're clear, right? Whenever you receive in goods, that is through GRN, so there will be one entry, that is cost of materials uninvoiced account data to accrued purchases. See, inventory received uninvoiced. Since we have not received an invoice, this account is being debited and the purchase accrual has been credited. So if you are clear with this one, then we'll quickly go to the invoice and journals invoice. If you click on the voucher, can you see here? This is a journal entry. So if you want to export this into Excel sheet, you can click on open in Microsoft. Yeah. So we wanted to export all these journal entries into Excel sheet. Then you click on select the journal entry. Yeah, let me just quickly download.
Your screen is getting blur.
What
Hello.
about you, Siddharth?
Yeah, same here.
Yeah,
Just
try to join from
blurring
both the
screen.
try to join from both the devices and check.
I joined, but still it's coming blur.
Okay, wait. Let me just reshare now.
Yeah, now okay.
Still
Okay,
it's
fine.
blurring.
సో ఇప్పుడు కనబడుతుంది కదా. One, 1 minute. So as discussed, so we have exported the journal entries, right? And what is a journal entry in, for example, whenever you receive an invoice, this has to be reversed, right? See, this inventory received uninvoiced will be reversed, and the inventory received should be credited. So if you see here, okay, ignore this cash account. So I have just, the summary account I have updated as a cash instead of accounts payable. For that reason, okay, assume that this account name is accounts payable only. So don't get confused here. So what is the reversal? See, accrued purchases has been debited. This one only, right? Accrued purchases has been debited, and inventory received uninvoiced account. Inventory received uninvoiced account. Can you see here? Accrued purchase has been debited, and inventory received and invoiced has been credited. And what is the actual entry? We are supposed to give inventory received invoiced, right, unto accounts payable. See, inventory received uninvoiced account has been debited. Yeah. So there is a journal entry. So are you clear? So whatever we have discussed, same entries will be posted over there. And if you see the account types also, here it is updated. So do you have any doubts here?
No, so much.
Okay. So now we'll discuss about the same, like what in case of multiple GRNs, you should be able to see same journal entries, but instead of one single entry, you should be able to see like multiple journal entries here. Even whenever you receive in multiple invoices also, this inventory received invoiced accounts payable will be only one entry with the 500 with the 1,000 quantity, but there will be two entries because you will be receiving two different invoices, right, and two different GRNs for that purpose. Just give me 1 minute, guys. So now we'll try to create a new purchase order. Okay, before creating, let me start recording here. Collapse all. Yeah. So now let me click on all purchase orders. All purchase orders. Click on new. We'll select the vendor. Okay, so before that, let me just quickly change the uh, summary account in posting profile. Okay, so it is updated with accounts payable only, so not an issue. Okay, so as I mentioned, ensure that while creating the new purchase order, this purchase type is there, right? It should be purchase order. So if you click on see, by default it will be general, but if you select journal, you will not be able to post any GRN or invoice. For that purpose, ensure that you are selecting the purchase order, or if you want to make this as a default type, this purchase order as a purchase type, Then for that, you will have to enable in procurement and sourcing. For example, procurement and sourcing parameters is here, right? Also remember, parameters will be there for every module under setup. If you go under setup, there is a parameters here. Yeah, purchase type is there, right? Here we'll have to select purchase order by default. Also we'll select delivery as a accept under delivery, accept over delivery. So the purpose of enabling these two options is, let's say for example, if you're receiving an under delivery instead of 1,000 ordered quantity, if you're receiving less than the quantity, or sometimes you might receive more quantity also, right? So in that case, if you want any of your end users to be perform any of, I mean, to update or to match that invoice, system will not allow them if you do not give this option. So this option should be enabled to yes, then only the users will be able to post the GRN or accept that invoice. So these two options will have to enable, and rest of them we don't look into all those things. So these two are important. As I mentioned, under general, ensure that the purchase type is being selected as a purchase order, or under delivery, accept under delivery and accept over delivery. Click on save. Yeah. So let's come back to, we just selected the vendor, and then we'll select the warehouse here. And the currency is, let it be USD only. Click on OK. Now let's select the item number. Let me try to select this laptops one. Okay. Sales unit has not been enabled. Okay. Let me quickly go to the purchase information management. So can you see the error here? It is saying item group, inventory unit, sales unit. All these three I have not enabled in the product while creating the product. So let me just go to the released products. Lab 100 will select. Item group, item model group I have enabled. Purchase code, yes. Unit we have to enable. What is the next one? Sales unit. Under inventory also I have to enable quantity as a each. So item model group I have enabled already. So yeah, click on save. Let me just check why is it not showing. Yeah, lab 100 it is there under item group. Let me check in the inventory. Yeah, so here it is not showing. So next to that, here itself item group has to we have to select, but it is not showing here. Or else we'll try to select any other product. We'll see if it is taking or not. Okay, fine. So I think this cricket ball, anyways, it is enabled here. So assume that we are ordering some 100 quantity. So this is a PO. We are ordering for 100 quantity. So now click on purchase. Click on confirmation. Actually, while creating the new product itself, we should be able to see item model group and all, right? So do you remember, for example, if you click on the new, see item model group, item group, it will show here. Even in these fields also, it should be there somewhere. I'm not getting that. So let us just confirm that. So this is a vendor. I'll click on OK. So PO is confirmed. Can you see the status here? It is showing as an open order and the PO is confirmed. Fine. So now assuming that we are receiving, we'll receive only 50 quantity. Now click on under receive, click on product receipt. We have ordered 100 quantity, right, as per VO. So let's try to receive, for example, just for our understanding purpose, I'm writing as in the bracket as a PRN on 15 quantity. Okay. So this is a PRN, right? So also we'll have to select here, instead of order quantity, we'll have to select PRN quantity because ordered quantity is 100, but we are receiving only 50 quantity, right? For that purpose, click on PRN here, product receipt quantity. And the document date will give today's date. Why is it not showing that? It is not showing any error here. The status is confirmed. So everything is correct here. If you click on the receive, the current quantity value is a product receipt quantity. The recommended values, do you want to apply the recommended value? Yes. Okay, fine. So, yeah, let it be the order quantity. We'll give you the product receipt as a PRN1 50 quantity. Document date will give today's date. Yes, I was checking why is this line was not shown. It was not showing before, right? So now it is appeared. So for example,
So we need to select ordered quantity only.
yeah. So let it be. It's okay. This is the ordered quantity. This is a PRN quantity.
Yes.
So here, for example, we just maximize this one. Yeah, can you see here? Quantity ordered is 100 rupee, 100 quantity, but how much we are receiving? Only 50, right? So let me just make it as a 50 here. Can you see here? So immediately there will be an update, deliver reminder. So what is the balance that we're supposed to receive? That is 50 quantity. So if you want to update any vendor batch rate, you can update that one. So let's come down. If you see here under details, under general is here, right? Yeah, delivery reminder. It is showing as a 50. That means we are supposed to receive still 50 quantity. Also, remember, at times it happens. For example, if your vendor is unable to deliver the rest of the 50 quantity, he can only deliver 50 quantity. In that scenario, if you enable this close for receipt as an yes, then by default, the purchase order, even though if the purchase order will be for 100, the order will be completed, and it will instruct the system that only 50 order can be received and can be invoiced also only for 50, and rest of 50 will be closed completely. So that we'll see later. So assuming that we are receiving this in two shipments, that is 50 quantity in each. Now click on OK. Yeah. So can you see here, even though we have updated, we have received 50 quantity, the status will still remain as an open order. But in general, if you receive all the 100 quantity, that is ordered quantity, by default, the PO status will be updated as a received here. Instead of open order, it will be updated as a received for all the 100 quantity. But since there is a delivery reminder of 50 quantity, right? So it will be an open order. Now let's quickly see what is the journal entry that has been posted for this 50 quantity. Click on the product receipt, vouchers. Okay, it will take some time to load here. Click on view accounting. Yeah, can you see here, since we have received only 50 quantity, right? So for that reason, the journal entry has been posted for only 50 quantity. Purchase expense, see this is the cost of materials, cost of purchase in materials received, uninvoiced account debited, that is for 50 into 1000, 50,000, and purchase accrual has been credited, that is for 50,000. We'll see whether it is updated or not. Vouchers. Okay, still it is not updated here. Fine. So as I mentioned, for example, uh, as like one of your warehouse managers said, told that there are few products which are missing or damaged, right? Or let's say even though he have received less quantity, he just updated the GRN as a 50 quantity. He has checked and he got to know that 5 quantity are missing. So in that case, you can click on this after posting the GRN. After posting GRN, he got to know. In that case, you can click on the correct. So here, if you see, uh, say for example, quantity ordered is 100, and quantity we have received in the PRN is 50, right? So he just told that he has received only 40 quantity. We'll try to give it as a 40 quantity. Can you see here? The delivery reminder is updated to 60. Now click on OK.
So can we change like that under correction, right?
That is the reason, right? So see, mistakes might happen, right? After posting GRN, if they realize it that there is a shortage of the received quantity, then what are you supposed to do? We are supposed to change that, do some corrections, right, in the
Yes,
PRN.
yes.
So accordingly, for example, now if you see, actually this voucher has to be generated. It will take some time. Let it be. We'll see that later. And if you click on the history, then you should be able to see how many. Can you see here? And two parents has been generated. Two parents in the sense that is only for one parent only, but two times. For example, we have corrected, right? We have done some changes in one parent. So if you want to check, for example, select both and click on compare versions. Can you see here? Initially, we have updated as a received quantity as a 50. So do you remember this one? Initially, we have updated this as a
Yes,
50, right?
yes, yes.
50 quantity and amount is 50,000, received 50 and the remaining. But what about
Yes.
this one? We just
We have
got to know that there
corrected
is,
just now, right?
uh, So for that purpose, it will it is with, for example, this is used whenever you are auditing any of these purchase orders, right? If you have any queries or if you want to check what is the reason and all, to know the history, this can be used. Now click on close. And if you click on the voucher, there will be separate GRN again. Can you see here? See again. Inventory received uninvoiced account. This is for the first time when we have updated it as a 50,000. Sorry, that is for 5 quantity. If you see here for the second one, is it still showing as a 50,000? That we'll see that we'll try to refresh and we'll see. As I mentioned, so we have updated, right, in our system that we have received only 40 quantity instead of 50 quantity. Can you see that the entry has been reversed here? Can you see the changes here? Approved purchases has been credited to the 50,000, and you see this is the first entry. This is the first entry. Inventory received uninvoiced 50,000 to accrued purchase. This is very clear. But later we got to know that there is a 10 quantity is missing, right? See, uh, 10 quantity has been deducted from these accrued purchases, and accrued purchases has been credited for 40,000, and inventory and uninvoiced also has been reduced to 10,000. So these both accounts has been reduced to 10,000. From here 10,000 and from here 10,000. Yeah. So are you clear with this one? How to use this correct option?
Yes.
Also, assume that you wanted to cancel this PRN for any reason it may be. Whether you have after posting the GRN, you got to know that you have not received the complete quantity, or for any reason it may be. If you want to cancel, you can click on the cancel option here. This will cancel the receipt of all lines on this packing slip. Do you want to continue? If you click on yes, the entire the journal entry will be reversed. That's all. And your PO will remain as an open order, and GRN whatever you have posted, right, all those will be reversed, and it will be zero. That's all. So this is about the options here: correct, cancel, and history. Yeah. See, if you click on the lines, you should be able to see like how much we have received: 40 quantity, and remaining is 60 quantity. Can you see it? Remaining quantity is 60. So these are the options are available here. Yeah. So we have just updated GRN as a 40 quantity, right? So now we'll try to update the invoice, or else we'll do one thing. We'll update one more GRN. Let's say, for example, in the second shipment, we have received 60 quantity. That is for the next day. You can click on the product receipt. See, now by default 60 quantity will be big because that is a reminder, right? There is a delivery which is remaining. So by default it will be picked. So here, as I mentioned, assume that if you're receiving only 50 quantity, and vendor has informed you that he will not be able to supply 10 more quantity. So if you click on the close for receipt, what is the error it is throwing here? Not sure why it is throwing an error. We'll see why. We'll try to repost it once again. Okay, let it be 60 and we'll try to post it. See, generally, whenever now it is not throwing any error. So you see, generally, whenever it throws any error, right, it will show you the description here. But sometimes it is not showing any description. It is just loading. Okay. So now let's see the journal entry that has been posted. See, now two PRNs has been generated here. So one is for 60 quantity and one more is for 50 quantity. It is actually 40 quantity, but we have updated, right? Initially, assuming that we have received for 50 and then we have changed it. See, there will be two journal entries here. If you click on, for example, for first one, we'll click on vouchers. See, so this we have just discussed, like, it has reduced it from 50 to 10. You see the journal entry for this one. Click on vouchers. This for the second quantity. Okay. So let it take some time. So again, we can come back and we can see. Click on the view account in. You can see here it has posted one journal entry that is for 60,000. Purchase expenditure uninvoiced. Sorry, this one. Cost of materials purchased has been debited, and this purchase accrual has been credited. So this is how multiple GRNs can be posted. So fine. So you have received this ordered in two shipments, right? So now let's assume that you have received only one invoice. Now click on generate under invoice. Yeah. So we'll give invoice number. So let's give the invoice date. If you click on the match product receipts, can you see here? It is showing two PRNs here. So whatever the shipments you have received, right, in different purchase orders, purchase receipt. So all those will be shown here. So let's say, for example, your vendor has sent two invoices. So let me not do this one. So assume that your vendor has sent two invoices. One is for same like for 40 quantity each and 60 quantity. So in that case, we'll try to change this quantity as a 40 quantity. It is throwing a disclaimer stating that your PRN is not matching with the invoice quantity. Obviously, it will not match, right? Because PRN it shows 100 quantity, including both PRN1 and PRN2. So let's accept this as an OK. See, the match product receipt quantity will be invoiced. Are you sure want to quantity? Let's click on OK. Now click on match product receipts. So among these two purchase receipt notes, this is one which is matching with our invoice, right? So we'll have to select only this one. Yeah. Since this is something, this is related to our invoice. So our invoice, which is given by the vendor, it is matching only with this one. So we'll have to select only this one. So by default, the second PRN the quantity will become zero. Let's say, for example, if you're selecting this one, the above one will become zero. Yeah.
So here it will show all the GRNs, like what we have
Can
received.
you see here? Yeah, obviously, because you have to see these PRNs, GRNs are matched with the PO, right? So whatever the GRNs you are receiving,
Yes, yes.
you should know which PRN you has to match, right?
Because in while processing the invoices, we may receive one GRN at one time, one day, and other GRN at some after 1 month or 2 months. So after that also it will show here, right? What all GRNs are there under this PO.
Obviously, because if they want to post GRN, they have to open
Huh.
PO only, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So whatever we are doing
Anyway,
cancellations, we need
see,
to
for
select
just
that PRN.
namesake, I have just given today's date. It
Yes,
is
yes.
practically not possible, right? So you might receive
Yes,
GRNs in
after
multiple.
1 month, after 1 year also we may receive some
Uh,
goods.
so you can come
Okay.
back and check the history here, like how many
Okay.
GRNs it is. So, assuming that we are receiving only one invoice, that is for 40 quantity. Now let's click on OK. Now click on Update, Match Status. See, the product receipt quantity match has been passed here. Now click on Post. Yeah. Now we'll see the journal entry that has been posted here in journals invoice. Click on voucher. Okay, still it is loading. In the meanwhile, you can click on the view accounting. So both the same. Like if you click on the voucher, it will be detailed one. Here also you can see the posting type. See, now it is showing the invoice has been posted only for the 40 quantity. So whatever the journal entry that has to be reversed, right here. See, accrued purchases. Where is accrued purchases? This purchase has been debited to 40,000 and inventory received uninvoiced, right? So what is the inventory purchase? Yeah, cost of purchase materials uninvoiced. Yeah, cost of purchase materials received. Can you see this 40,000? And this is invoiced one. Cost of purchased materials invoiced. Can you see this one? Inventory received invoiced or COM invoiced. This has been debited, and the vendor balance. Vendor balance has been credited. So these expenditure accounts you can ignore. Anyways, we once we incur any expenditure, then we can see. But these two you have to focus, right? Because these two journal entries are important, and it will be reversed. So now let's quickly see voucher. It has been generated or not. It's okay, not an issue. Anyways, under view accounting itself, we were clear that it has been posted. So now let's quickly post one more invoice. That is for dress remaining say 60 quantity. Under generate, click on invoice. Let me give future date here. Now again you have to select the PRN, right? Which PRN you are supposed to select. But if you see, there will be only one left, because already one has been picked up in the previous while matching. So there is only one left here. So you can select this one. Click on OK. Click on update match status. It has been passed. Click on post. An error occurred during an update. So this is not something related to this error is not something related to wrong posting or anything. Some technical bug or something. That's all. So if you want, you can. Okay. So vendor invoice has been completed. Good. So we'll see the journal entry here. Click on invoice. Okay. Can you see here? Two invoices has been posted. One is for 40,000 and one more is for 60,000. Let's see what is the journal entry that has been posted for 61. Same. These entries has been reversed. See, accrued purchases for 60,000. This one has been credited, and this is the entry. So these are the scenarios which you might come across. So any other options if it is there, you can just explore all these details. So are you clear with this one? How to post PO with multiple GRNs and multiple invoices?
Yes.
Yes, Manas.
Just try to post few POs, because sometimes the system bit is bit slow. It is not accepting orders
I'm unable to
fastly.
post GRN only. I tried many times today. I'm just facing issues.
Yeah, sometimes it happens because this is just a trial version, right? So we can't do anything.